Hello everyone, welcome to the next session of Answers Workbench tutorials. In this session, we are solving the fourth example for calculation of SFD and BMD using Answers Workbench. This is the problem that we are solving. This is a cantilever beam. One end is fixed A and at end E you can see there is a load of 20 kilonewton applied. At B there is a moment of 20 kilonewton meter in the anti-clockwise direction. At C there is a load of 30 kilonewton in the downward direction. And at point D there is a moment again of 30 kilonewton meter in the clockwise direction. So this is the solution which I have obtained using the theoretical method. Now we are going to solve this numerical in ANSYS and we will check if we get the similar solution. So let's get started with ANSYS. We'll double click on static structural. I'll rename the file as sfbm example 4. I'll go to geometry, right click, new design modeler geometry. I'll go to XY, look at. The unit that I'm choosing is meter. I'll go to sketching, I'll choose line. I'll draw the first part of the beam AB and give it dimension. AB is 2 meter. In fact, all the parts of the beam are 2 meter. There will be 4 such parts: AB, BC, CD and DE. The length of each part is 2 meter. Next I'll go to concept, lines from sketches. I'll choose the sketch 1 and apply, generate. Now I'll go to concept again, cross section. I'll choose simple rectangular. I'll change the dimensions to 0.05 and 0.05. I'll go to line body and I'll choose the cross section. I'll go to view, cross section solids, so that I can see my cross section. So this is all about the geometry. Next I'll go to model and double click on it. I'll go to mesh. I'll change the sizing to fine. Update. I will also go to model and create the path that I require for the SF and BM diagram right now. So I'll go to path. I'll change to point to edge. I'll select edge from here. I'll press Ctrl and select rest of the part of the beam. Apply. Then I'll go to static structural. I'll choose point. At the end A, there is fixed. So I'll insert fixed support. At the point B, there is a moment. I'll change vector to component. In the Z direction, because the moment is going to be about the Z axis, it is anti-clockwise. So here I will put the value as minus 20 kilonewton meter. So it is 20,000. Look at this direction. You will see that it is showing you clockwise, which means according to ANSYS, the assumption is clockwise is negative. So I will choose accordingly, and I'll change the direction by changing this to plus 20,000 Newton meter. Next, I'll go to the point C. Here there was a fixed load in the downward direction, so it will be about the y-axis, and the value is 30 kilonewton, so it is minus 30,000. You can check with the directions. There is nothing fixed. You can just check what is the orientation or what could be the sign convention of the software. Accordingly, you can solve. There is nothing like a fixed rule like anti-clockwise is negative or clockwise is negative. It's a sign convention. So that can be assumed, or it could be differing from person to person, from software to software. So accordingly, you can just use it. It is no hard and fast rule. So I'm going to the point D now, and I'm going to insert a moment again. This will also be in the form of component along the Z axis. This was given as clockwise, so I'll attach a negative sign and 30 kilonewton meter, so 30,000 Newton meter. And last at point E, there is again a force. It will be changed to component. In the y direction, the load is minus 20 kilonewton. So this completes all my loading and support. Next, I'll go to solution and solve. Now I'll go to solution, insert deformation directional. It will be along the y-axis. I'll insert probe force reaction. I want to see it at the fixed end. If you want, you can also see the probe moment reaction because it is fixed at the fixed end. And I want to see the beam tool results. I want to see the shear moment diagram. I will give the path that I've already created, and beam tool results is also what I'm going to see because I want to know what is the stresses that are induced in the beam. Next, I'll go to solution, right click, evaluate all results. This is the directional deformation obtained on the beam. You want, you can change the units to millimeter or you can leave it to meter. Choice is yours. I'll leave it to meter itself. So these are the values over the entire beam. You can match the color and you will come to know what are the values at which position. Also, if you want, you can use the probe button to just slide over the entire beam and know the value at any position that you want. You can animate and check your result. Next, we'll go for force reaction at end A. Now, force reaction will be about the y-axis. This is 50,000 Newton, that is 50 kilonewton. I will check from my solution. I can see here it is 50 kilonewton. This is VA. Next, I'll go for moment reaction. This is about the z-axis, so I'll check under the z column. This is 2.9 into 10 raised to 5 Newton meter, which means it is 290 kilonewton meter. Let's check here. Okay, I can see at point A the value is 290 kilonewton meter. So my answers are correct. Now next I'll go for the stresses. You can just see them once. These are the stresses over the beam. This is the minimum combined stress on the beam and this is the maximum combined stress. Now you must be wondering what is combined stress. It is the effect because of a direct loading. That is, there is load on the beam and also there is a moment on the beam. So there is a combined effect of a load and a moment. Both are causing stress on the beam. So that's nothing but your maximum and minimum combined stresses that are generated on the beam. Next, I'll go for the final one, that is the shear moment diagram. Now, if you look here carefully, these values are already marked. So I can see at 0 meter, it is 50 kilonewton. So let me see the diagram. Yes, at 0, it is 50 kilonewton. There's a straight line and then again I can see here it is 20 kilonewton at point C, which is say 4 meter. Let's see if I get something like that. Yeah, it's correct. The solution is exactly same. Next, we will see for bending moment. Here I can see it is 290 kilonewton meter at this end A. It's exactly the same. is just about the direction. Here we have used anti-clockwise as negative, and hence we have shown it below this baseline AE, which we consider as the neutral line, below which all the values are negative, above which all values are positive. So that's just our technique of solving theoretically, but ANSYS uses a different technique wherein, according to them, 290 kilonewton can be shown in the upward direction as positive. And here at 8 meter, I can see this value is very small, 5.5 into 10 raised to minus 7, which means it is approximately equal to 0. So let's check here at 8 meter, that is at this point, the value is 0. And in between, also you can check your values by looking at this point here. Like suppose if I want to see at 2 meter, I can see here it is 50 kilonewton, and bending moment value is also given, 210. So here I can see it is 210. Again, there is another value. Let's see if it is there. Okay, it's here. 1.9 into 10 raised to 5. That is, it is 190. And the value is here. You can check. Next, we can see at this point 4 meter. You can see here it goes from 50 to 20 kilonewton for shear force. I think we have seen that. Two values. There is a change of value. And for bending moment, let's see. It is 1.1 into 10 raised to 5. That is 110. And it's 110. So that means there's only one value here. Correct. Next, we'll go to point D, which is at 6 meter from the start. Here, the value of shear stress is 20 kilonewton. So let's go to point 6 meter. Yes, it is 20 kilonewton. And here there is 70 kilonewton meter and 40 kilonewton meter. So let's check. Yes, it's correct. And the last one is what we have already discussed. If you still want, you can check here at 8 meter. It is 20 and this is approximately 0. So I think you can see here it is 20 and this is approximately 0 for bending moment. For this numerical, we have got exactly same answers at every point that we have solved for. So with this, I end the session. I hope you have understood the solving procedure. If you have any doubts, please write to me in the comment section. If you want me to solve any numerical, please let me know in the comment section. See you in the next session with another numerical on this topic. Thank you.